This is going to be a tall order for me. I'm having to do an extra project that I didn't know I was going to have to do until I had to do it. I've got 5 roosters in one pen, which is kind of unheard of. You really shouldn't put that many together. They fight. They have been in this pen together for about 5 years, and they've gotten along just fine. I had no reason. They grew up from chicks together, and although I did not buy that many roosters, they were supposed to be hens. Turned out they weren't. Well, I decided to raise them anyways. But anyways, they have been in this pen for about 5 years. One of them might be 6 years. No problems at all. Earlier last weekend, 2 of them started fighting, and I mean fighting bad. 3 actually. Let me take that back. 3 of them. One of them was bloodied so bad I had to remove him and put him in what I call my sick bay to help him recuperate from his injuries. The other 2, they weren't fighting that bad. It was just a little scuffle here and there. But since the one I removed, he was actually the alpha. Now there's a change up, and these other 2 are trying to establish dominance. That is what happens in the world of all animals. The problem is they have been, almost looked like one was out. They have been so vicious. I can't let it go on anymore. They have not established. Both of them want to be alphas, so I'm going to have to separate them. But that means I have to build a new pen. I have the pen built, all but a 25-foot section. I ran out of fencing, so I had to buy new fencing. That is what is here on the back of the truck. My husband is working late every day this week. I can't wait until he's home during daylight hours to help me unload this roll of fence. He wasn't able to help me with any of this. The building of the pen. I moved a house. I moved a very large house. It used to be a Mac Daddy dog house for my dogs, and we no longer used it. So I loaded that thing up on the tractor. I put forks on the tractor, and I picked it up, and it was so iffy. I could only go a few feet at a time, really slow, from one side of the property to the other side. And I was so careful, so careful. It was so heavy, it was wanting to tip the tractor. So I was only able to get the front end of the tractor just a little bit off of the ground. In one case, when I went over a driveway culvert, the door on it scraped on the ground. But anyways, I was so careful, inch by inch. It took me so long to drive from one side of the property to the other with that stupid house on the front of the tractor. I got it all the way there, ready to set it down in the spot. I jerked the bucket and flipped it. I threw the thing by accident, threw it over on its face. So it had to sit there until late that night. My husband came home, and we had to use pry bars. I used the bucket on the tractor. He pushed while I pulled with the bucket. And somehow, some way, because that house is a beast, it's huge, we got it flipped over. But I couldn't believe I drove it so far, so careful, inch by inch, and right where I wanted to set it down, I flipped it. Did a little tiny bit of damage to the roof, which it's not real damage. It's where the shingles on the top of the roof hang over a little bit, and when it went over, it kind of crushed the edge of the shingles. It's a chicken house now, so I don't care. So today, the final step of what I've got to do to this pen is get this roll of wire. It's a 50-foot roll. That's not that much really, but it's super heavy for me. And I've got back issues and whatever. I have no choice because I have nobody here to help me. So I've got to see if I can get this off the tractor or off the truck onto the bucket. And then I'm going to throw it on the driveway here, roll it out. I don't want to carry the whole roll over there because it'll be too heavy to maneuver. And since I only need half of it, I'm going to roll it out on the driveway. I'm going to measure off what I need. I'm going to snip it with my bolt cutters, and then I can handle 25 feet. It really, I only need 23 feet, but I'm going to cut 2 extra feet just in case. So it's going to be a tall order, me getting it off of the truck. And in the meantime, while I'm trying to get ready to do this, my husband had a delivery of some cabinet components, and the tractor trailer couldn't get in the drive, so I had to back my truck with the fencing on there so that he could load the cabinet components on the truck. He couldn't get in here to bring it to me. So those are on there in the way as well, and they're too heavy for me to take off, so I've got to work around those on there. So anyways, wish me luck. We'll see if I get this off without hurting myself or damaging the fence or Lord knows what else. It's going to be a tall order. So let me get going and see what I can get done. I do have to go get my gloves. I found a short chain and I've got some hooks. I got these big hooks here. I'm gonna hook the chain to the fence roll and drag it off. Hopefully I don't tear up the roll of fence. I think I'm gonna go over to the chicken yard and double check my measurement before I cut this off of the roll. I don't have enough spare to do this twice, so I only want to do it once. Getting that roll of fence off of the truck was not that bad, actually. I couldn't have done it myself manually. It was too heavy, but it was a piece of cake dragging it off with the tractor, so it was not as big a deal as I thought it would be. I did go verify my measurements. I need to roll out 25 feet and cut it. All right, I got my 25-foot section rolled up and put on the tractor. Now, I cut the video because y'all just didn't need to see me roll that thing up. It wasn't pretty anyways. So let's go over to the chicken yard and I'll take you along. Okay, we're at the new chicken pen. Now I have the fence right here separated just so I can come and go. My husband is going to put a gate right here, but until he does, I'm just going to stretch this fence across and strap it with bungee straps. But this is the space that just a couple of roosters, the ones that get along, are going to be in here. Here are the posts on the back, and this is where I've got to make my connection, and I'm going to carry the fence around this way and behind this house. It's going to come out right here and come around the back side, and I will attach it to this post. This is the house that we used to use for the two dogs, but they got spoiled and decided they needed to stay inside, so we didn't need this house anymore. Gnats are terrible. I feel like I'm getting them in my mouth. Anyways, I had a gap under here, so I put that to keep, I don't want the roosters or any of the chickens. I might end up putting hens in here, I don't know. But I don't want them going up under that house. I don't know what size this house is, but it's pretty good size. I also put lattice here. I put it all the way around so they don't go under it. This is the front of it. It does have shingles on the roof. I think I need to jack it up a little in the back, the right hand side, and raise it just a little. We didn't have doors on this. It was just a place for the dogs to get out of the, into a shade. So I had to make these doors yesterday. They are ugly as all get out, but they're going to function. This one is going to lower, kind of like a drawbridge. I put a roost in there. A little bit of hay. I do want to put a side window with some wire because I want to create some ventilation. I haven't done that yet, but I will. Oh man, the gnats are so bad. I need to go mix me up some essential oils to spray myself with. My gosh, I'm not gonna be able to work out here with these gnats. So anyways, this is what I'm working on. Wow, I finally got it done. Got the fence going all the way around, and all I did was zip tie the fence to the post. That's what I've done on all of my chicken pens, because there comes a time when I have to reconfigure some of the pens for one reason or another, and it's just easier to snip the zip ties. They hold pretty good. On occasion, I do have to go around and check them, and there might be a zip tie here or there that has popped and kind of gotten old in the heat, the sun, the freezing temperatures, but it might be about once a year when I have to add a new zip tie. But this run is done. It took me all day yesterday to set the post, run the fence, and move the house, because this house was almost 3 acres away, and I told you about that. I moved it on the tractor. And then today, I think I've spent about 2 hours on it, and I'm gonna call it done. So now I can move those roosters over here and give them more room. You know, I had big plans of working in the garden today, but sometimes you have to change your plans and you have to adapt to the situation that you have on hand that day. This became more important than anything. I'm swatting gnats, y'all. They are like in a cloud here. This was more important to get these roosters situated than it was for me to do anything in the garden. So I just had to shift gears and get it done. And I've spent 2 days on it, basically, yesterday and the time I've spent today. I'm anxious to send the roosters over here and call it a day. Well, they look like they're happy. Hey, buddy. You like your new pen? If you've enjoyed watching me work and bust my little fanny doing hard work, give the video a thumbs up, hit the like button, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.